Global Leader Training Center. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today's the last part of Google Sheet. So we're going to learn about the features we haven't talked about yet and some of the things we learned. First of all, we're going to learn about text to columns. Let me write a long paragraph here. Reviews, comments, benefits, and ratings. And you'll see that lots of data is in one column. And you may want to separate this into different columns sometimes. Simply click it, go to Data, press Split Text to Columns, and you'll see a thing called Separator. You can press this drop-down arrow to choose the separator. You can choose if you want it to be detected automatically, or separated by comma, or semicolon, full stop, or space. We can also customize it, but I'm going to use the ones here. I think I'll be using comma because I separated the text with commas. Press it, and you'll see that it has been separated into 4 different columns. Before there was comma in between, but comma was gone, and they're separated into different columns now. I really love it. Let's do it once more. In reviews, I'll write pure water, pure and healthy. In comments, I'll write maybe good water, benefits, moist skin, ratings 5.0. Again, I'm going to click on this, go to Data, Split Text to Columns, separator will be comma again. Let's click in between them again. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit, about 150%. Okay, this is great. And at reviews, I'm going to write this time reviews good quality. This time I'm going to use full stop, good quality, and then bit expensive. Benefits will be eye protection. Ratings will be 4. Okay, great. Let's go back to Data, Split Text to Columns. This time separator will be full stop. Like this, it's really good. You can use it when you've wrote a long paragraph or lots of data in one place. Next is conditional formatting for rows and columns. So conditional formatting, you can apply this formatting to entire rows or columns to highlight data based on specific criteria. For example, you can format rows where price is greater than specific price. Let's select the range first, then go to Format, and simply press Conditional Formatting. And you'll see there's a window open at the right. You can choose from single color or color scale. We're going to use single color right now. And you can also change the range by clicking on it and typing or reselecting. I'm going to take this much again. Press OK. And in the format rules, there's 2 options. Format cells if, and you can choose from here less than, greater than, or any other conditions. Maybe this time we're going to use greater than. And if the cell data is greater than, let us write 500, or maybe 100. We'll format it like this. I think it's really good. Maybe instead of greater than, let's use in between is between 50 and 1000. This is also good. Like this, you can choose the condition, and you can also choose the formatting style. Let us customize our style. Maybe we're going to make the text bold if it's between 50 and 100, italic, and underline. Maybe this much is enough. And you can also choose the text color and fill color. Text color will be white, and the fill color will be dark green. Okay, this is enough. If you click on this, you can see other options. You can press on it to use that. And if you want your custom back, just simply press and go to custom format. This is really basic ones. But for advanced feature, you can also add another rule. Before that, I'm going to press done to save. And let's add another rule by pressing add another rule plus button. This time it's also going to be single color, and the range will be from here to here, same as before. Format cells if the number is not between 50 and 1000. Like before, it's different. This one was between 50 and 100, but this one is not between 50 and 100. Good. And simply we're going to customize it by pressing strike through and then changing color into maybe dark red and text color into white. Okay, I think this much is really good. Press done. Okay, pretty good. I love it. And now I'm going to customize ratings a bit. I'm going to add more datas in it. 4.5, 3, 1.5, 1.5, 0.5, 5, then 3.5, 4.5, 1.5, 1.5, 3.5, 3.5. The laptop will be 0.5. iPhone is 5. Frozen pizza is 2.5. Frozen chicken is 3. Then Fanta will be 2.5 again. Eraser will be 1.5. Coca-Cola will be 1.5. Cheddar cheese will be 5. And bread will be 5. I love this. And let's go back to format. Choose conditional formatting again. This time we're going to use color scales. Press on color scales and the range to apply. And you'll see this time the format rules are a little different. There's min point, midpoint, and max point. You can choose min point, midpoint, and max point. This time you can use minimum value automatically, but I'm going to use number this time. All of them will be numbers. And number will be from 0 to 2.5 and 2.5 to 5. Okay, and beside each points, you'll see there's a bucket, min point color. Simply press on it to choose them. Choose the color if it's minimum. I think this I'm going to use dark red. And if it's midpoint, I'm going to use light green. Maybe here I'm going to use light red. If it's maximum, I'm going to use dark green. Like this, you'll see that there's a gradation from red to dark green. And it's really easy to see it. As you see, 0.5 is the lowest, so it will be highlighted in red color. Then next we have 1.5s. If we change it to 1, you'll see the color changes directly. This will be 0. Okay, and 1.5 again. And you'll see the color changes simply. Let's press done and X. And this time we're going to use made in part for conditional formatting. Simply select it, format, conditional formatting, and this time we're going to use single color, and the rules will be text contains E maybe. So all the countries with spelling E will be highlighted. Formatting style will be dark green, maybe darker green, and the color will be white. Like this much is enough, and press done. It's really simple, you can apply anywhere. Managing rows and columns effectively is essential for organizing and analyzing data in Google Sheets. By mastering these techniques, you can ensure your spreadsheets are well structured and easy to navigate. Let's now move on to working with sheets, where we'll learn how to manage and organize multiple sheets within a spreadsheet. And now we're going to learn about managing sheets. First of all, we're going to learn how to add and rename sheets. Simply, to add a sheet, at the left down corner, you'll see a plus button. Simply press on it to add a sheet. And you'll see at the bottom there's sheet 1 and sheet 2. And if it's named with sheet 1 and sheet 2, if there's like multiple sheets, like sheet 1 to sheet 9, you can't identify each one. You cannot remember every single ones, which data is in which sheet and what data is in that sheet. To do this, we can simply rename it. To rename a sheet, select a sheet, then right click or press the drop down arrow beside the sheet name and press rename. It's really simple, right? I'll simply type product information. Enter, or you can also double click to rename. You can also delete to delete the sheet, duplicate to make a copy of the sheet, copy to choose if you want to copy to a new spreadsheet or existing spreadsheet. If you press to new spreadsheet, when you go out, you'll see that there's a copy of this product information. And when you press copy to existing spreadsheet, you can choose a spreadsheet you want to copy to. Let's say I want to copy to GLTC spreadsheet 1. Insert. And when you go back home and go to GLTC spreadsheet 1, you'll see that there's a copy of product information right here. You can also right click and press change color to change the color of the sheets. Let's say if I press this pink, you'll see it is underlined in pink color and it makes it easier to identify. Maybe I will use red. Okay, great. You can also move the sheet by holding down the left mouse button and dragging it. You can move it to wherever you want. To prevent others from making changes, protect the sheet by right-clicking and press Protect the Sheet. And you can simply write the description, this sheet is protected, and just press Set Permissions, and no one else will be able to use. You'll see there's a lock icon. You can also press Data and press Protect Sheet and Ranges to do the same things. I'm going to unprotect it by going to Data, Protect Sheets and Ranges, and you'll see that there's the sheet protection on. Simply click on it and press this delete icon to delete it. Remove. It's really great. Let me move this all things by Ctrl X and copy to sheet 2. Great. And I'm going to write here ratings. And now I'm going to tell you how to link data between sheets. You can reference data from other sheets within a formula. For example, to reference cell, simply enter the equal sign, select the sheet, and click on the cell. Press enter, and the data there will be copied here. It's a really good feature. And when you drag down this blue circle, it will import other data below it. This allows you to create dynamic links between sheets and consolidate data from multiple sources within a single spreadsheet. And now we're going to learn how to create hyperlinks to sheets. Create a hyperlink to other sheets within your spreadsheet for easy navigation. Select the cell where you want to add a hyperlink, go to Insert menu, and press Link, or you can simply press Ctrl K. And you'll see this window opens. In text, you just have to write the text to display in the sheet, like maybe link, and press search or paste a link to add a link directed to some website, or you can enter the name of the file you want to add. But I'm going to use sheets and named ranges to find my sheets. You'll see that there's sheet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sheets right here. I'm going to use sheet 2, and whenever you press this link and press this hyperlink connected, you'll be directed to the cell. Great! You can use 3D reference to perform calculations across multiple sheets. For example, is equal to average, and go to the sheet you want. I'm going to use these ratings and press enter to find the average rating. Okay, I think this is the average rating, 2.875. How about the sum? Is equal to sum, and go to sheet 2 again and choose all the ratings, and you'll see the total ratings. This feature is powerful for summarizing and analyzing data distributed across multiple sheets. To print a specific sheet, go to File and press Print, or just simply press Ctrl P on your keyboard to print it. You can choose which sheet to print, current sheet, or workbook, or selected cells. I'm going to print current sheet, and you can choose the paper size. Paper size, I'm going to use the most common A4, and you can choose between landscape and portrait. We've learned about this before. I like landscape, so I will use landscape. You can also choose the scale, fit to width, or normal, or fit to height, or fit to page. I'm going to use custom number, 200 maybe. No, this is too big. 120. 5. I think 127 will be enough. Okay, great. And in the margins, you can choose normal, narrow, and wide. Normal will be like this, a bit margin between it, narrow, wide. You can also customize it. Press custom numbers and enter the length you want. 1 centimeter here, 1 centimeter here, 0.5 centimeter here, and 0.5 centimeter here, like this. You can also set custom page breaks. If you press on this, you can drag until the cell you want to page break, and press confirm breaks, and this will be separated, like this. You can turn this on and off whenever you want. Next is formatting. Simply press on it, and you can choose if you want to show grid lines or not, if you want to show notes or not. You can also order the page down then over, or over then down. Alignment, horizontal and vertical alignment. I think center will be enough. Center. Okay. And there's also headers and footers. And at headers and footers, you can add page numbers, workbook title, sheet name, current date, and current time. I'm going to allow page number, workbook title, sheet name, and current time. Okay, you can also edit the custom fields like this. You can add anywhere to add a text like this, and here anywhere. Press confirm and you'll see the text in the printed page. There's also rows and column headers. You can repeat the frozen arrows or not. Like here, there's one frozen row, product name, product ID, and you can see it twice when it's on, but you can't see it anymore when it's off. Press next, and just simply now press print to print. And I don't want to print right now, so I'll press cancel. Now we're going to learn about charts and graphs. Before starting, let us customize our table once more. I'm going to erase this part and add a new cell called quantity. And then in quantity, I'll write the numbers 5, 9, 11, 20, 4, 9, 7, and then 10, 12, 14, 50, 3, 6, 11, and then for chicken will be 9, 2 Fantas, 8 erasers, Coca-Cola will be 10, cheddar cheese will be 12, bread will be 11. Let me just use sum to check the whole. It's total 223. Let me make it as 250, so I will add here like 12. Here will be 14 and 12 here. Okay, 250, so it's enough like this. So we're going to create a basic chart. I'm going to use quantity. So select the quantity, select the data range you want to visualize, go to insert, and go to chart. When you press this, the chart will appear. And at the right, there's chart editor window. And here, there's setup and customize. We're going to start with setup. Setup, you can choose the chart type such as pie chart, line chart, area chart, column chart, bar chart, scatter chart, map chart, and other charts too. We're going to use the most basic, the column chart. Seems great. And directly we're moving on to data range. Data range, you can see that right now only the quantity appears, but we can't find our product name. So what we can do is clicking on the data range and simply press add another range. And select the range, press OK, and combine ranges vertically or horizontally. We're going to leave horizontally, and we'll be adding x-axis, and the x-axis will be A2 to A21, and you'll see the name appears right here. We just added an x-axis using the product name, and you'll see series has been setted E2 to E21, which is quantity. Great. And you can also switch rows and columns, which switches place of quantity and this product name. Like this. Use row 2 as headers, which will use the second row as a header. And use column A as labels, which will use column A right here as a label. And now we'll go to customize. And we're going to start customizing our chart. First of all, chart style. When you open this, you can choose the background color, the font, and the chart border color. We're going to start with background color. Simply click on it to choose the color you want, maybe black. And then font you want. I want the white font. And the chart border will be white. And you can also press reset layout to reset the layout to the previous ones. You can also press maximize to maximize this chart, 3D to make the chart 3D, and compare mode to compare between charts. We're not going to use this, but I really like 3D, so I will leave the 3D here. And the next is charts and axis titles. Chart and axis titles. This allows you to adjust chart title, chart subtitle, horizontal axis title, and vertical axis title. The title text is right now as quantity. I'm going to change it to quantity of the product. You'll see it changes. Title font will be white, and it will be in the middle. Okay, this is great. And I'll just leave the font size auto. And next, we'll do chart subtitle. You can add a subtitle below the chart like this, such as by GLTC. And you'll see the subtitle appears. I'm going to use Arial this time and align it at the middle. This time it will be white again. Okay, great. Next, horizontal axis title. And horizontal axis title, when I use the color white, it appears an horizontal line. So this will be product name, and it will be Arial font again. Italic and vertical axis line. This one will appear here, which is quantity. I want this to be Arial, italic, and then white color. You'll see it appears like this. And next is series. This allows you to adjust the series of the column. Such as column 1, you'll see this column appears, and you can change the fill color of it like this. I think that's much is enough. And you can also adjust the fill opacity, the visibility, like 0%, 10%, 30%, 50%, and 100%. And next is line color, which adds line around the data in the chart. You can also change the line opacity. And also you can adjust the line dash type, such as solid, dotted, dashed, dash dot, long dash, and long dash dot. I think I'll want to use dotted line, so I'll use dotted. And line thickness, you can adjust it. Maybe I'll use 8 pixel. Okay, great. And there's axis also, left axis or right axis. But we're going to use the left axis because it's more visible for us. There's also some checkboxes below it. Error box, which shows until where the errors of the chart can be. So even if this quantity is not specific, this error chart will show the possible range of errors. And you can also change the percentage value, like 1%, and it will show 1% range. Like if it's 50, this will be counted as 0.5 will be the error range, and from 49.5 to 50.5 will be recorded here. You can also change it known to cancel it, constant to add a specific range. If it's 10 here, it will be 10 to others, percentage, which you used before, and standard deviation, like 1, and this will be standard at the same line, parallel to each other. And next is data labels, which shows the real quantity. I really like this. I'm going to leave this here. You can also change the type, known and value. If you use known, it won't appear, so we're going to use value. And position will be, and position you can also choose auto, center, inside and, out, inside base, and outside and. Center will be at the middle of the bars in the chart. Inside and will be at the end. Inside base will be at the base of the chart inside. Outside and will be outside the end of this bar. I want this as outside and you can also choose the font. I'm going to leave it as Roboto and bold this time, and text color I will leave it as auto. And you can also choose the number format if you want from the source data or percentage, scientific, accounting, financial like this, but I'm going to use from source data. And next is legend, which makes it more visible when multiple datas are in one chart. So we're going to look at this later on. Horizontal axis, this allows you to adjust the texts in the horizontal axis. First of all, we're going to change the color to white color again. Okay, and you can also change the label font, Arial, and then font size, I'm going to leave it, and bold and italic as before. You can also reverse the axis order, but I'm going to leave it this. There's also cyan labels. There's also cyan labels, which allows you to adjust the rotation. If it's 0 degrees, or 30 degree, 60 degree, or 90 degrees. I like 90 degrees, so I'll leave it as this. And next is vertical axis. We're going to start by changing the text color into white color. And you can also adjust the font. I will adjust it to Arial, bold it, and you can also choose the minimum value and the maximum value. The minimum value will be 0 and the maximum will be 10 if you use like this. You'll see this is adjusted to 10. If it's 100, it'll be adjusted to 100. I think I'll be using 60. Okay, great. There's also scale factor, which allows you to change the scales. Like if it's deferred, it's going to show the deferred quantities. If it's 0.01, it'll show like 100 times larger. If you're saying like we need 500, but we're using 50 instead, in this case we can use 0.1 to show it's 500 instead. But we're going to leave it as deferred. And next is log arithmetic scale. The tables are not in a formal form. The distance between each numbers are different now. I'm going to uncheck this. And there's also number format. You can choose percentage, from source data, or scientific like that, but I'm going to leave it as from source data again. And next we're going to close this. Great. I'm going to move this table right here, and I'm now going to create another table, price of the product. I'm going to select this, and then I'll go to insert again, and then chart. And this time instead of column chart, I'll be using line chart. And at the data range, I'm going to add another range, A2 to A21. Press OK. I'm going to use x-axis as A2 to A21. And you'll see that the price changes like this. But I think I'm not really with this line chart. Maybe let me use another one. Pie chart. Okay, this is good. And we're going to customize. And chart style will be, background color will be little gray, border type will be white. 3D this time again. Pie chart. Donut hole will be like, I want to add a hole here, maybe 25%. Yeah, 25% looks enough. And slice label. And I'm also going to turn on the slice label. Label or value or percentage, or value and percentage. I think value and percentage looks really good. And here is label font and other font size thing is. You can also adjust it in your needs. Next is pie slice. You can select it to choose colors of each ones. Like for here, water will be black. Instead, let me use PC so I can make it more visible. It's going to be dark gray, dark blue, and you'll see it appears like this. And also there's some fun facts. When you change the value here, the pie chart also changes directly. Like this, you can adjust in your needs. and more things will appear. When you're outside the chart editor, you'll see that the price of each ones, or the data of each ones. Let's go back. Chart axis and titles, all the things are same except pie chart and pie slices menu. You're going to learn deeper with this later on. Next is share. As you learned before in Google Docs, you can press share and name it, and then choose a person to share your project, and you can also choose the action of him, viewer, commenter, or the editor, or you can also add expiry, and you can directly press send to share it. Thank you for joining this Google Sheet tutorial. I hope you found it informative and useful. Remember, practice makes perfect, so continue exploring Google Sheet and apply what you have learned. Have a great day and happy spreadsheeting!